right.
Seems a little high.
So I really love films with intermissions. So I think it takes a lot of guts. So you won me over already. Just to begin with, I wonder if you could talk a little bit about the significance of the setting in Saitama.
今回の舞台は僕の本当に生まれた、埼玉県は越生町というところなんですけど、この映画を作るきっかけが僕の父親が、もう4年前になるんですけど、亡くなったことが、始まりとなっています。
So this film is set in my hometown where I was born, called Osemachi in Saitama Prefecture. The reason I actually started making this film was that my father passed away 4 years ago.
そういうきっかけもあって脚本を、書く際に、やっぱり自分の、原風景といいますか、自分が、普段から見て、脚本の書きやすい、父親との、思い出もある、埼玉県は越生町というところを舞台にしました。
So in writing my script, I wanted to use some of the landscapes of my origins, and where there's a lot of memories with my father, and that's why I decided to use Osemachi Saitama as my location.
あと僕のちっちゃい頃、学校から帰ってくる時に、なんか寄り道して迷子になってしまう感覚だとか、なんかそういうものも入って一番最初に言った、なんていうんですかね、生と死の境じゃないですけど、そういう、うつろな話にどんどんなっていったんだと思います。
When I was little, I would actually, on my way home, I would start wondering, and these feelings of feeling lost actually also fed into the idea which I talked about at the beginning, where there's the idea between life and death and wandering in between those two borders.
And is there any history with the cafe location, or this house that serves as the shooting location for much of the film?
あれは本当に、越生町に実際にある、喫茶店で、僕もちっちゃい頃から、よく通ってた、喫茶店なんですけど、もう本当に、あそこで撮るってことを本当に最初から考えて、作った。そうですね、なんかあんま具体的な思い出はないんですけどちっちゃい頃から通ってたっていうのはあります。
So this cafe actually really exists in Osemachi, and I've been going there ever since I was a child. So I knew from the very beginning that I was going to shoot there, but I don't have very real memories necessarily, but it's somewhere that I've always been going to as a child.
あとそこ喫茶店自体でよくジャズのライブだったりとか本当に音楽があんまり東京とか埼玉であんまり音楽をめちゃくちゃ大音量で流せる場所っていうのがないんですけど、あそこは、本当に音が響く作りになっているというか、そういうのもあってあそこで撮影したいなといういい響きだったっていうのもあります。
So at this cafe, you can actually listen to live jazz and other music. And in Tokyo and Saitama, there's not too many places where you can listen to music at very high volumes. And I really love the way that it's made where the sound actually reverberates really well in this cafe. And something about that echo was very appealing to me.
Yeah, and I really love the music in the film. But maybe we can get to that in a moment. I understand that some of the origins of the film also have a kind of musical inception. I wonder if you could elaborate on that.
そもそもこの映画を作ろうと思ったのがプロデューサーの青山真司とカラオケに行ったことがきっかけになってまして。
So to talk a little bit about the origination of this movie, it all began when I went to karaoke with my producer, Shinji Aoyama.
本当は自分の映画に自分の、今回自分でも歌ったりとか作ったりしてるんですけど、あんまり嫌なんですけど、まあ内容が本当に、半分、怒ってることは全然自分には関係ないんですけど、根本が、自分に関係のある父親の話だったり少年時代の話だったので、脚本の段階から同じように音楽も作りました。
So I don't actually really like to use my own music in my own work, but actually in this movie, there's me singing in it and my music's actually in it. But when I think about it, the origin of this movie is about myself and my father. Even though plot-wise, some of the events that happen in them are not necessarily about myself, it all comes back to me and my own experiences.
And could you talk a little bit about the collaboration with other musicians in creating the score? Because there's so many different kind of musical motifs that bring us back and forth between life and death and memories and the present. If you could kind of follow some of those strains, and also talk about the very gutsy move of using saxophones so prominently.
僕は編曲はしないんですけど、それこそ青山真司組で最近よくやってる、山田勲さんという人に今回は、編曲を、依頼しました。まあ、それは何ですかね、この音響設計がまた別で菊池信之さんという方がいらっしゃるんですけど。
So I actually don't do the sound editing myself, but I asked Isao Yamada to work on it. He works often with Shinji Aoyama. And in terms of sound design, I asked Kikuchi Nobuyuki, who also works with him.
今回の映画はなるだけその音楽が、本当に何て言うんですかね、話も曖昧な中、森の中で実際に流れてるような、聞こえ方をするように、してたんですけど、まあ、編曲もまた別で、音響設計もまた別で、本当にお互い、ほぼ即興で1日で音楽は収録が終わったので、アドリブのやり合いといいますか。
So the way I sort of conceived of the sound to flow is for the music and also for the story to flow as if the sound is traveling through the forest. And in terms of the music making and the sound design, a lot of it was improvisational, and it was actually all recorded within a day.
なんで、本当に後々から、取った素材の中でサックスを出したりとか、パーカッションだけ抜き出して他のところに散りばめたりとか、なんかちょっとそういうちょっとせこい技を使ってはいますね。
So after having the footage done, we put the saxophone in, and sometimes we pulled out the percussion or included it. And so I used a few tricks up my sleeve.
またちょっと別の音のことで言うと、菊池信之さんっていう方が音響設計をしたんですけど、森の音とかで、僕はすごい勉強になったのが、こうまっすぐに生えてる木っていうのは全部日本だと植林の杉の木なんですね。
Regarding something interesting about sound that I learned by working with Mr. Kikuchi is that very straight trees that grow very straight in this forest are sugi trees, which are cedar trees.
でまあ、今回予算も少なかったので、その現場以外のその後の、補足の録音を僕が取りに森に行ったんですけど、普段だったら何ていうんですかね、森の音っていうと枯れ葉の落ちる音を取るんですけど、菊池さんが一番使ったのはその杉の木には絶対下に川があるからっていう話をして、その川の音の方が今回は、使われてたり、 菊さんはそれを広がりっていうんですけど、なんかこう僕たちが普段イメージしてるものとは別のところで広がりを作っていくっていうのが不思議な作業でした。
So this film had a very low budget. So I actually went back later to record the sound, and then so one thing that I was thinking of recording and knew to record was the crunching sounds of leaves in the forest. But what I was told by Mr. Kikuchi that is, if you know that there are cedar trees in the forest, then you'll always find a river. So actually, I ended up using a lot of river sounds. And Mr. Kikuchi called this idea of hirogari, which means spreading, and talks about it as the image spreading beyond what we originally conceived.
Oh, that's great. I have a lot of questions, but I want to open it up to the audience in just a moment. I'm going to ask one more question. In addition to these different musical motifs, we also have kind of different film genres that kind of feed into the film and then dissolve, like the Yakuza, who begins the film. We have a bit of a family drama, kind of serial killer that seems to be impeding on the story. I wonder if you could talk about kind of working with and against these genres.
僕が学生時代に、取ってたのが、40分ものを取る授業が多かったんですね。
So when I was a student, I used to actually make a lot of 40-minute films.
そういう規定がある学校で40分しか取っちゃいけないというか。
So my school had this rule where I was only allowed to shoot works that were 40 minutes.
で今回、80分というのが最初にプロデューサーから提示された、規則といいますか。
So this time, 80 minutes was a rule that was given to me by my producer.
っていう作り方もしてたので、単純に40分もの2回転させるっていう発想で、作ったっていうのが単純に一番、でかいと思います。
So as a result, I fundamentally sort of made two 40-minute pieces, and that actually is at the fundamental level of my creation.
でももう本当にいろんなものを詰め込んでる映画なので、生と死っていうところからどこまで、発展できるかってことを、もうあんまり歯止めなくやった結果がああいうふうになったんだとは思います。
But this film actually does have a lot of things inside of it, including life and death. And one thing I wanted to try is to think about where this idea can be taken and really try to push it without putting on the brakes.
So let's get some questions from the audience and see where we can take it. Who has a question or comment after watching Haruneko? I see a hand right here.
Hello. Hey. I love the film. It was amazing. My question is, it seemed like a lot of the kind of the storytelling was done visually as opposed to conversationally. And I assume in shooting a film like this, you can write a lot of conversations on a script, but kind of how the images and cuts turn out, you don't know until the shoot happens, right? So how much did stories or the sequencing of cuts change pre and post shooting in the process of editing? Does that question make sense?
この脚本書くのに僕1年半ぐらいかかってるので、どっちかというとそこで編集を終わらしてるような状態だったので、実際編集は本当に 1,2 週間ぐらいで終わって、あとは音の編集の方が、2ヶ月ぐらいちょっとかけさせてもらいましたね。
So actually, I spent 1.5 years working on the script. So I felt in working on the script, I was actually doing a lot of editing. And so the actual editing only took about 1 to 2 weeks. It was actually more about the sound editing. Sound editing took about 2 months.
で本当に低予算で時間もなかったので、僕が知ってるロケ地でなおかつ喫茶店っていうのが最初に頭にあったので、ああいうイメージは、作りやすかったといいますか、そういうのもあって地元で撮ったっていうのもあります。
So this film really was low budget and I had very little time, but I did know that the location was going to be a cafe, and it's a cafe I knew very well. So it was easy to do that way and be able to imagine what it would actually look like.
Yeah, more questions and comments from the audience? Oh, towards the back, okay. Thanks.
How did your personal experiences and beliefs on life and death contribute to the script, or was it just strictly all fantasy?
Mm. 自分が、父親が死んで、卒業制作は僕の父親が、僕が生まれる瞬間から、幼稚園ぐらいまで毎日撮っていたホームビデオをまとめたドキュメンタリーを、この1個前の先の僕は作ってるんですね。
So after my father died, as for my thesis film, I actually made a documentary using all the home video footage that my father had kept from the moment I was born.
そこで何か、やっぱり自分の父親が死んだりとか周りの人が死んだりしてやっぱり数年経ってみないと、いわゆる実感が湧かないものがありまして、それに自分の中でいろいろ処理するのに3年ぐらいかかったんですね。
So after people die or people around me die, it does take a few years to kind of actually bring it all in and to understand a lot of things. And it actually really took me about 3 years to organize my thoughts.
そこで時間をかけて毎回答えは出ないんですけど映画を作るときにやっと映画を今回の春猫を作り終わって、何か考えたのは、別に死んだからって、何かが終わるわけではなく全てはなんかこう地続きで続いていることなんだなっていうのが、実感として今はあります。
So after spending some time, I don't necessarily have an answer, but by making Haruneko, I was really thinking about the fact that just because somebody dies doesn't mean everything ends. I really started to think that everything sort of continues along with time.
それが、今回のでは別に伝わる伝わらないとかじゃないんですけど、そういったものがなんとなく戦争だったり、今日本でもなんかいろいろ起きてますが、そういったことに、最終的に行ってしまうんじゃないかっていう、恐怖もありながら2年前僕はこの脚本を書いてましたね。
Whether this idea actually gets communicated through my film is sort of besides the point, but I did think about the fact that things such as war and the fear of where the world is headed and where it's going sort of crept into my mind when I was making this script 2 years ago.
Okay, great. Do we have another question from the audience? I see one up here.
Thank you very much. ありがとうございます。Obviously, a lot of work went into the film, so thank you. A lot of work went into the sound and the music. My question is the volume. What reaction, because obviously the volume was way up what reaction, if it's the right way to ask, what reaction are you looking for, or maybe perhaps trying to get from us, the audience, by playing it the way you chose to have it played?
そうですね、これはこの作品は、なるだけ劇場で、かけ続けようと思ってて DVD 化とかソフト化は、しないようにしようと思ってるんですけど、なるだけ、でかい音量で、全然いろんな人と共有できたらなっていうのがあるんですが、これが心地いいっていう人と嫌いっていう人は、本当に映画の好き嫌いと一緒でいろいろいるので、あれなんですけども、大体このぐらいの音量を目安にこの映画は最初から設計されて音響も作ってもらってます。
So I actually hope that to keep playing this film always in a theater setting. I actually don't plan on making it into DVD. I want part of that reason is that I want it to be as loud and as it was when it was played here and shared with as many people as possible. And in terms of reactions, I think some people actually find this volume to be comfortable as opposed to some other people who may not, and it's just like how whether you like one movie over another as opposed to somebody else.
目の前に前の方に座ってた人とか耳塞いで、帰っちゃったりとか、なんかそういうのが映画の別になんかうるさくしようとしてるわけじゃないんですけど、なんかそういうこういう音をみんなで共有するっていうことがなんか体験につながったらなっていう、映画以外の帰っちゃったりとか、今日うるさい映画見たなみたいなことが体験につながったらいいかなと思っています。
So this film was actually constructed to be this loud, and so for example, seeing people in the first row and then who are holding onto their ears and saying that it's too loud, or walking out of the theater, that kinds of things happen. But I like to think of this all as kind of a shared experience with everybody in the theater, and maybe somebody would go home and think, "Wow, I just watched a really loud movie today."
うるさかったな、本当にすみません。
So I'm really sorry if it was really loud. Sorry.
Okay, great. We have another question up here.
Hi, would you explain about the title? I originally thought that it's Haru Spring Neko Cat, but it's apparently it's nothing to do with them. So would you explain about this title?
日本語で春猫っていうことはないんですよね。でよく発情期の猫かって言われるんですけど、なんかそれでもなくて。
So Haruneko does not actually exist as a term in Japanese, and sometimes people ask whether it actually refers to a cat in a frenzy.
この映画では何ですかね、オノマトペといいますか擬音語がすごい使われるんですけど、ガッシャンドンだったりとか、なんかみんなが、よくわかんない意味を持たないもので、なんか上映後春猫春猫って言ってるような映画になるといいなっていうのがあったんですよね。
So this movie actually uses a lot of onomatopoeia, such as gashandon that you heard a lot in the film. So Haruneko actually really doesn't necessarily have much meaning, but I sort of hope that people would just be saying Haruneko, Haruneko outside the theater.
なんか何か上映終わっても、頭の中に残る言葉として、それが歌でもいいんですけど、何か言葉として持って帰ってもらえたらいいなと思ってこの映画は言葉に関しては、作っています。
So regarding this film, after after watching the film, I hope that the word Haruneko maybe possibly gets stuck in your head, or maybe the music something will get stuck in your head. And so I made up this term Haruneko.
It's also the boy, and there's the connection between the boy and this kind of ghostly figure of the cat. So I view it as a kind of demigod figure in the universe of the film. But
そう思っていただけるとありがたい。
yes, or
It makes me very happy that you think so.
Okay. Maybe we have time for one more question, right here.
So for a film that's based on your own personal experience, obviously location means something to you, but in particular, is there any part of any of the characters that really are kind of based on your own life and your own feelings towards this place or to life in general?
なんかよくよく多分どの監督もそうなのか分かんないですけど、僕の場合は、今回のに関しては、究極言っちゃうと全部自分なような気もして、自分がなりたい自分であったり、自分がなりたくない自分であったり、なんかこう、全て例えば最初のヤクザだったり、家族を皆殺しにしてしまう、お父さんだったり、みんな大事なのは自分でどっか、一番大切にしてるのはなんか自分みたいな、なんかそれって究極言うとなんか僕が考えているようなことだったりするのかなっていうのを今映画で見終わって後々自分でも気づかされた部分ではありますね。
So ultimately, it all sort of comes down to myself. So all the characters that are in the film are either maybe versions of myself that I want to be or maybe don't want to be, but it all sort of is relative to myself. Even the Yakuza at the beginning or the father who kills, all of these characters are very precious about themselves at the very end. And so ultimately, when I come back and think about it after watching this film or after having made this film, I realize that it really all sort of relates to myself as a person.
なんかそういう自己愛の、もう究極のいった先がなんか最後に、子供にああいう顔をさせてしまう、もしかしたら世界になってしまうんじゃないかっていうのを多分2年前は、考えて作ってたんだと思います。
So 2 years ago, when I was making this film, I think I was thinking about the idea of this like ultimate self-love and what that can actually lead to, and maybe possibly lead to something like the face of the boy that you see at the end of the film.
Great. So, Director Hokimoto, thank you so much for coming and sharing your film. If you have any more questions, we can address them in the lobby after the film. And I'd also like to thank Aiko Masabuchi, one of the programmers of the festival, for interpreting. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and Director Hokimoto says thank you all for staying until the very end.
ありがとうございました。